All right, welcome into another episode of the Lowdown Sports Show. This show is brought to you by the Basketball Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. I'm your host, Drew.
And I'm BJ.
And we are here to give you the lowdown on all things basketball. Not too long ago, we did an all NBA episode, and now WNBA free agency is ramping up, so it's an all WNBA episode. Today, we got a lot to dive into. Some major news from one of the greats of the game, Maya Moore, announcing her retirement. We got some WNBA free agency buzz going around. Some players, some news about where some players might go already. Some free agents that are out there right now. Some destinations that have been being talked about for a year, aka Stewie, maybe to New York type stuff, is what we're going to be hitting on today. And of course, BJ's best, what's on Drew's mind, and the illustrious game known as With It or Quit It. So when that fella over there is ready to go, then we can get this thing rolling.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many cryptic emojis do I need to say I'm ready with? That's about what's on my mind tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right, let's dig into it. So kicking things off with one of the greats of the game, Maya Moore, just recently announcing her retirement from the WNBA. Maya Moore hasn't played a season in the WNBA since 2018. Just a year, I believe that was right after her latest championship, the year after. So she's been away from the game for years already, and it's just been a lot of fans. I'm not going to say I was one of them. At a certain point, I flipped the switch to where I was like, okay, she's definitely not coming back. Just kind of in the whims to whether if she was going to come back and play or not. Because, I mean, it's literally, we're talking about one of the top players ever in the prime of her career just walking away from the game. You talk about players that have done that in history, not many.
No.
And the most notable, Michael Jordan doing the same thing after a three-peat, calling it quitsies with a retirement. So, but he came back. Maya's not going to come back. And that's the end of that story for Maya Moore. But her legacy is not only monumental on the court, but it's huge off the court. And that's the whole reason she went ahead and called her career a quit at this point after just 8 seasons played. And one of the greats of the game, it's a wrap for her here. But, I saw something, BJ, I can't remember the exact number. It was a Bleacher Report post when, Maya retired the day of. And just like her accolades from, high school, college, and the pros and her numbers, wins and losses. Yeah. Maya Moore in her entire professional career and, pros, college, high school, she hasn't lost 100 games.
That's just insane. That is insane.
Yeah, it's a pretty nutty thing to think about. But yeah, her legacy is not only big on the court in 8 seasons and 4 championships, and already regarded as the GOAT amongst a lot of people. A big impact off the court, and some of the examples that I was able to see flashes of before I got to step into the league and covering it was back in 2016 when the Lynx were standing up. They had the shirts right here. I'm seeing from the Lynx back in the 2016 season. Change starts with us. I believe that was the same year that we saw LeBron, Melo, and Wade on the stage. Was that year? I'm not sure, but
it may have been.
The women have been a part of this, and the Lynx were some of the ones who have been the first starters of being at the forefront of that, and Maya was a big part of that as well as her teammates. Simone. Lindsay Whalen and Rebecca Brunson.
So I found a number. I don't know if this is exactly right, but this says after the completion of the 2017 season, her win-loss record in the United States since high school was 497 wins to 78 losses, and that doesn't even include what ended up being her final season of 2018, which I'm sure they did not lose 22 games that year.
I don't remember how many they won and lost, but I think she ended. Actually, I don't know. It was 90 something. The number I had seen. So, but still, I mean, less than 100 games in all those in all that basketball, man. That's just
It says 18,
inspirational winner.
16, 18 and 16 that year, it
18 and
looks like.
16.
So whatever adding 18 wins and 16 losses would be what, 515 wins to 94 or something like that losses.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's big time. It's
it's
crazy to think about.
amazing.
And literally, if we want to sit and talk about the basketball part of it real quick, just think about it. Just a small span of time and how good, how elite she was.
I mean, yeah,
When
you
when you,
can. I was just gonna say, you look at how long you look at the list of accolades and everything like that. It reads almost like a novel. Drew, 4-time WNBA champion, WNBA Finals MVP, WNBA MVP, 6-time WNBA All Star, 3-time WNBA All Star Game MVP. I mean, I could keep going. The steals leader from 2018, scoring leader 2014, Rookie of the Year, All Rookie Team, 20th anniversary team, 25th anniversary team. I mean, we could legitimately spend the entire show talking about every single accolade and successful endeavor that Maya Moore had as part of her career.
I wish we'd have got to see more of her, but there were bigger plans for her. Aside from the basketball court. So
yeah, and that might be her biggest win of all, Drew. That
oh,
might
for
be.
sure. She
Yeah,
would definitely say that. 4
absolutely.
championships. Is nothing It pales in comparison to the impact she was able to make off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, just like people call her the GOAT right now. Just after that short span of time, and 4 championships. Right up there with some of the most ever. I think only one other person has, more than her. It was her teammate Rebecca Brunson, with
Mm-hmm.
5. And it's crazy. Uh, only got 1 year.
Yeah, I
But
was just you were saying before the show that it
yeah,
was crazy. Your first year covering the league fully ended up being her last season, and it's like,
yeah.
that it just is truly remarkable that we don't know. And now I guess you said you do know. Kind of, you got to appreciate what we're watching while we're watching it, because you don't know how long we're going to be able to appreciate and watch it before the before something else comes along that's more important, obviously.
Yeah, and that goes to all sports. Like, just think about all the legends that are still hooping right now. If
Yeah.
DT's, suiting it back up again next year, I mean, she's she's going to be the oldest player in the league at that
Mm-hmm.
point,
Yeah.
since Sue's retired now. Candace Parker, it's been a question of whether Sue's going to retire the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So I got to think about that. LeBron James in the NBA, as he continues to age and get up there, he's only got a few more years left. Got to appreciate what the King is doing right now. He's got the same numbers as his MVP season like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and Candace Parker out here having big time seasons, winning finals, a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're still doing big things out here, so we got to keep an eye and just appreciate the moments and the greatness that is out here while we can. So
Yeah, especially after last season, where not just Sue Bird and Sylvie Fowles retired, as we already mentioned, we talked about the greatness that is Serena Williams, and you'll forgive me, I'm blanking on the fourth legendary woman that retired last year, and doggone it, I had it and
I
lost
think
it.
got me forgetting.
Um, I think was it soccer maybe?
Oh, I'm not sure now.
Because I know it was. I know Serena, and obviously Sue Bird and Sylvie Fowles, but there was someone else that was pretty legendary in her sport that retired last year, and now I can't remember who that is. I mean, Chris, my old man brain right here, Drew. It's only going to get worse for
I think
me.
it was track. I want to say, right. I
Yeah,
can't remember the
that
name of
sounds
her.
right. That sounds right. Now that
But
you
yeah,
say
a lot
that.
of greats retired this past year, and there's a lot right around the corner from doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And W25 came out last year. Maya Moore on that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And is just crazy to think we didn't get as many years as we would have out of Maya Moore, and the same situation. Now it's happened in both leagues. The NBA did it with Jordan back in the 90s, and he called it quits, but he came back. Maya's doing it now, and now she won't be coming back. But still 2 great 23s. She was impactful, man. I mean, people are still going to buy the jersey. I mean, she's going to come down she's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, right alongside Sylvia, since they're retiring. I mean, technically in the same span. Like Sylvia just finished, and
I was just saying,
playing, but just made it official. So
I was just saying, is there a time that you have to wait from when you officially retire? Like, I know that there are some sports that you have to, like, 5 years or so after you've last played a game. And if so, Maya Moore could be, like next year could be her first.
I don't know if it's after your last game or like her official retirement announcement.
I thought it was after last game because, I mean, you might want to play for a little bit longer, but why would you punish somebody that didn't officially retire? If they haven't played, that's my confusion. So it may not even be an issue. Obviously, if there is such a limit where you have to wait a couple years or something like that after your last game or retiring or whatever, then we won't get to see Maya Moore and Sylvie Fowles going together unless it is just officially like when you announce your retirement. I don't know in that case what they would do.
Yeah, man. All right. So, a legend stepping away from the game, BJ. Just big time player, big time person there. Just straight up shout out to Maya Moore at this point, period. I don't know. It's amazing what she was able to do, to be able to do something like that, to step away from the game like that and handle social justice the way that she did. So,
I mean, and just not just what she meant to the WNBA, but her time at UConn. I mean, they were a formidable foe. Yeah. I think they lost 1 or 2 games, maybe the entire span she was there. I know they had 2 perfect seasons.
They were 150-4.
Okay, so they did lose four times, but they had 2 perfect seasons. Okay, all right. And then of course, her. She did win a couple of gold medals as well in the Summer Olympic Games with the U.S. So that, I mean, just like we've talked about, and like a lot of people have mentioned. I mean, the legacy of Maya Moore is that she's a winner, and she's going out as one of the best competitors, and somebody that if you got a victory against her team, I mean, you treasure that thing. Absolutely treasure it.
Where does she rank all time for you?
No doubt top 5. I mean, just in what short span she did with the 4 titles in the 6 years that she was in the league.
What number in the top 5?
Oh gosh, you're trying to make me quantify it. Isn't it good enough to say top 5? All right, how about top 3? I don't know if I can go.
Okay.
I was just say I can't. I don't think I could do lower than top 3.
Okay, well, who's in your top 3 pool if you can't put them in order?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Tina Charles, Maya Moore, and or wait, who am I? Why did I say Tina Charles? Hold on, I got hold on. Comets. Why did I brain fart there? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moore and
Fowles.
Okay. There you go. Good little squad there. Yeah, Moore. We did on my W25 list when I was with the lead. We put him. I'd swap a couple on here now that I'm looking at it again, but my order on here, I had Catch number 1, Coop 2, Taurasi 3, Leslie 4, Maya 5. So in my top 5, she's definitely big time. Who knows? I may rethink things nowadays.
You might move her up.
Read off my old list from back a couple of years ago, almost a couple of years ago now. But yeah, one of the greats of the game, a great career, and great one off the court as well. So shout out to Maya. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time for BJ's Best.
Well, thank you, Drew. BJ's Best this week is there's some photographic accompaniment, if you will. This time for BJ's Best, I've got some photos that I'd like to show off. Last night, Drew, this was a Christmas present that was given to me, and it was a Christmas and a birthday present of sorts because for the first time in 4 years, Drew, I got to make it back to a Mavs game. So I know that you get to go a little bit more often than I do, but I got to see Luca and Trey battle it out on the court last night at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, and it was a really good game between the Mavs and the Hawks. The officiating could have been better, if I do say so myself. But,
you saw Christian Wood break his thumb then.
When I heard about that earlier, I didn't see anything that looked off with Christian Wood. I saw Luca look like he might have rolled his ankle or so of sorts or something like that. Because he looked like he was having a hobble in that second half. He wasn't 100%. I don't know, maybe rolled his ankle or what the case may be. But I didn't see anything that looked wrong with Christian Wood. Mm-hmm. So
that news came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Earlier, he said he left it like the second quarter versus the Hawks. So compare that.
Well, I mean, he played phenomenal, even if he was playing with a broken thumb. I didn't notice anything off with him in last night's game. Yeah, this is actually a really good view for for the nosebleeds, if you will. Not
BJ the photographer. Okay.
And all this was just a phone camera.
Yeah.
So, get the picture of the.
He's got the idea though.
The building, and then of course getting to see Dirk's statue up close and personal for the first time. That was definitely something I wanted to make sure I highlighted. Getting to see Luka Doncic messing around in pregame warmups, and also you were there last year, Drew. But since it had been 4 years for me since I had seen an NBA game in person, I didn't see Dirk's number get retired. So this is the first time I'd gotten to see his number hanging up there in the rafters. And of course, something that they're doing at all of the NBA arenas this year, honoring the late great Bill Russell with the number 6 on the court there at the scorers table on the sideline with the coaching staffs and the team. So great game, pretty solid result. Both teams were shooting pretty well. Mavs had a little bit of a turnover bug earlier in the game, and then they finally got started going back and forth, and just ultimately at the end couldn't make the shots that they needed to get the victory while Atlanta was. But I will say officiating could have been better. I really felt like the officiating for that game last night was I wouldn't say biased or anything like that, but it just felt like there were some calls that should have been made that didn't get made when it was the Mavs on offense, and some that were made that maybe shouldn't have been made when the Mavs were on defense. So, but I had fun. My brother and I went as well 4 years ago, the last time I was at an NBA game. In fact, we've gone this same week, the past 2 times that we've gone to a game, because this is our birthday week. My brother turned 22 today, and I will be turning tomorrow. No, I'll be 28 tomorrow. That is
happy podcast birthday, BJ.
Yeah, podcast birthday when the episode drops for our fine folks listening on Apple and Spotify. If you want to reach out and give the co-host of this show a birthday shout out, you don't have to do that, but you can find me on social media at BJ Laudermilk on Twitter. That would be the best place to go. I don't need a whole lot of hoopla about it though, or anything.
Go buy some merch from us for BJ's birthday.
Boom. There you go. Yeah, somebody did. Somebody bought a whole lot of merch the other day.
They did from Fanatics.
Fanatics. Yeah, that was a really cool thing to see that somebody used our link in the description to get themselves some good looking merch. I'm sure.
Hey man,
I wore my. I didn't get a picture of it that I showed off, but I will probably be rocking my my new jersey either next week or the week after, my match jersey that I wore to the game. So and that came from Fanatics. That was a gift. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah. You know what else is coming up, Drew, that I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Man, I mean, those NFL playoffs, they are heating up, and the Cowboys winning a road game in the postseason? Are you serious? How is that possible?
Against Tom Brady.
Against Tom Brady. This had not happened in our lifetimes, Drew.
And guess who slept through the first half?
Guess who slept through the first half? Did you sleep through the first half?
Me, by accident. Didn't mean to.
I was going to say, at least the second half wasn't like terrible to watch or anything like that either. So.
Right. It wasn't like we weren't beating them down and like it was a no contest when I woke up.
Well, if you'd woken up earlier, maybe Brett Maher would have made some more of those extra points. That's about all.
I'm glad I didn't. I didn't see any of them. Didn't see any of them. It was great.
Oh my goodness.
Great. That playoff action is going to continue though, BJ. Cowboys going to be a part of it in the divisional round as they're one step closer to Super Bowl 57. You guys need to check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers like you can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly.
Yeah, that's right, Drew. And plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Well, Drew, I've got this weird feeling. I feel like this Saturday is going to be upset Saturday. I like the Giants over the Eagles. The Giants have never lost against the 1 seed in the NFL playoffs.
I think the Giants are going to make a little surprise run to the NFC Championship because when those Giants are mediocre and like barely squeak in, that's when they make the run. And I knew the first round win was coming, and this one's it's right behind it.
This one feels like it's the Giants' game, even though they're the road team and the underdog. They were also the road team and the underdog last week. This has all the feels of another Giants trip to the NFC title game, where their opponent will be San Francisco. I'm sorry to say it.
Oh man!
I mean, San Francisco.
I'm nodding my head with that. I didn't mean to.
San Francisco is such a good team, Drew, and I said upset Saturday. I said that the Giants over the Eagles felt really good. I've got a weird vibe about Trevor Lawrence and those Jacksonville Jaguars too. Prove me wrong. You think the Chiefs are going all the way? Well, here's what you do. You can boost your NFL winnings with each leg you add up to 100% with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Maybe Lawrence throws for over 250 yards in a Jags upset. I don't know. I've got a weird feeling that may be what I play this weekend. You can get your boosted up to 100% with DraftKings this weekend, Drew.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TBPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL divisional round and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code TBPN.
Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, Drew. Well, not just the NFL action that's heating up, but maybe some unseasonably warm temperatures in the DFW Metroplex this January. But nothing's hotter right now than what is on Drew's mind. Why don't you fill us in? And, this burning sensation may go away in 2 to 4 hours.
Okay. All right. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, what's on Drew's mind is National Popcorn Day. National Popcorn Day. And some random memory just popped into my head as I just opened another tab because it just reminded me of something instantly as I saw it. So I just got to bring it up. No, and it relates to National Popcorn Day. So listeners, of course, and BJ, as broadcasting the Wildcat games is what I do for Summer Springs. And I do it with my buddy Justin. And, we've been doing it the past couple of years, and we have all types of things to talk about, to throw in as filler. Just we have random conversation on the way there and on the way out, during the travel, as we're going up an elevator, down an elevator, whatever. And every home game, we go there and we go in the bottom. You know how nice Silver Springs the stadium is, and you know where to go in. What was the first thing that you smelled when you showed up to the game when you played us the last?
I think it was popcorn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is popcorn. The funniest thing about this situation is every time we go in there, everybody smells popcorn, but there's only been like 2 times that we have smelt this popcorn that it has not smelt burnt. And it is always like the first game of the year, or like the preseason game, or whatever the first one is that's there at home. It's always when it smells the best, and the rest it's like it's either bad burnt
or burnt,
or like half burnt, half good. It's like, oh, I smell it, but no, it's burnt. Okay, so that's funny.
That is funny
because I just.
Got me wanting chicken E. That was what they had when I was there last time.
Oh yeah, man. It's I'm a little hard on the culinary arts just because like they overhyped it before I started at the radio station. So I was like, oh man, what are we getting? Some gourmet? Like, am I cutting up some grilled nice chicken in there or something every week?
Like, no.
But no, we got garlic parmesan wings, we got some cookies, we got sometimes some Chick-fil-A. Sometimes we got a nice little weird tasting salad. I didn't like that, whatever it was. But it's still good. It's more than you can ask for a lot of places.
Absolutely.
But anyway, back to National Popcorn Day.
Popcorn.
So, as you know, popcorn is delicious. I would think that you would think popcorn is delicious. Correct?
Yeah, with butter and salt, absolutely, yes.
Okay. So, cool. Awesome. So, I decided to go through, since it is National Popcorn Day, and find some. Well, I came across the 10 best healthy popcorn brands according to the nutritionist. This is not very recent. It's about 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to continue with it. Actually, I think I'm going to skip to this other one. This one's from last year, so I like that better. So I'm just going to close that one all together. Okay. So some popcorn. So I have not actually tried this one, but I'm just sus because I just don't know if it's going to work out and taste good. You tell me if you tried this popcorn or if you have tried it.
Okay.
Cheetos cheddar popcorn.
I haven't, but I'm interested in trying it.
You are interested in trying it. Okay. This one is called Pop Zero Cinema Popcorn.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it. I probably won't. So to me, I don't think popcorn should be like too sweet. Like that. That some of it, like especially like kettle corn, that's probably about the limit. There's some that sound like they would be way too sweet.
Yeah, some are better than others. Like there's definitely like, oh, I'm a whatever type of popcorn eater as opposed to I don't get this one.
Yeah.
Next one is Orville Redenbacher.
I have had it. It's pretty good.
Yes, Orville's pretty good and consistent to me. This one is interesting. You traditionally see this in the bins of popcorn. I don't know what all else comes in it, but I know I see this every time it's open. Cheese and caramel popcorn. This one's G.H. Creeder's brand.
Okay. I don't know if I've had that brand, but I think I know like the bins that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Feels like it's like a holiday popcorn almost.
Yeah, they have like 5 different flavors in there. Yeah. Smart Food white cheddar popcorn.
I have had it. It's pretty good.
It is delicious.
Yeah.
It is delicious. It is very good. It's very, very good. I do recommend it. Listeners, to get you some of that. Indiana drizzled black and white kettle corn.
I have not had that, I don't think.
But you try it?
Say it again?
Indiana drizzled black and white kettle corn.
I don't know. Is it like supposed to be like cookies and cream almost? Is that what they mean by black and white or what?
It's
like white cheddar or
it's more chocolatey than cookie-y.
Yeah, I was gonna say then I'm probably not. Again, it's if it's more sweet than salty. That's kind of I might, but I don't know.
Okay. This one's Angie's Boom Chicka Pop, sweet and salty kettle corn popcorn.
I haven't tried it. I might.
Okay.
Might.
All right. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before, but I haven't tried it. Skinny Pop popcorn.
I've definitely heard of it. I haven't tried it.
Okay.
I might. I don't know.
Okay, lesser evil Himalayan gold popcorn.
I haven't heard of that, but it does sound interesting to try.
It's about to get more interesting. Lily Sweets milk chocolate style caramel popcorn. So, like,
I haven't.
Chocolate covered caramel popcorn.
Yeah, I was just say that's so like right on the threshold. I might try one, see what I think about it, and then see if I like it enough to get a whole bag.
Can't do it. This is one I've been straying away from, but that's I'm not sure if you eat this one. Act 2 Butter Lovers microwave popcorn. I don't get this one.
It's been so long since I've popped a bag of popcorn. I can't remember what.
Really?
Kind. Yeah, I think
got
it was like
I got Orville Redenbachers in my house right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't get a whole lot of popcorn usually. So I was gonna say it's been a while since I've had the craving for it. Yeah, I probably would have some.
Okay, Pipcorn sea salt popcorn.
Yeah, I think I would like that. I haven't had it, but I think I would try it.
Okay, this one comes in these small little boxes. I've definitely seen these before, but I've never bought this one. Jolly Time Healthy Pop microwave popcorn.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I mean, I'm not opposed to giving it a try, though.
Okay, I like it. 365 by WFM microwave light buttered popcorn. It's a mouthful.
See, I was going to say, that's a lot going on for that. I mean, it's not one of those instantly recognizable brands, I'll tell you.
Yeah, these are just I think these are mostly just healthy popcorns.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with trying a healthy popcorn or anything like that.
Best and worst popcorns. Without continuing about any random popcorns, is popcorn your go-to snack at the movie theater?
It depends on the mood I'm in.
Really?
Most of the time, I can do without a snack at the movie theater.
Okay.
I'll either go eat
soda.
Either soda or water. I've been trying to drink a little bit healthier, it has
the water at the movie theater. I'd pee way too much.
I was to say I've been it's been a while since I've been to the movies. Actually, I think I haven't been in in a few months. I think it's been since before football season even. Yeah, I know, but it's kind of like there's been only one or two things that I've wanted to see, and then I got too busy and wasn't able to go see them. And so it's like, well, I'll just wait for them to come out and watch them when they drop for home release. So, but yeah, the last time I went, I think I did get popcorn and a soda. So
there you go. Well, I would continue a little bit more, but it would kind of ruin one of my with it or quit it questions.
Okay, well then that's fine. We'll come back to it. We'll come back.
But you are an eater of popcorn. You like popcorn. Popcorn is good. It's a good little snack. Very, very buttery. So
yeah, I will say depending upon what the movie theater has, popcorn is usually the safest bet to go with. But some places is like they burn it.
I do have more. I got some stuff I can ask. So when you get some popcorn at the movie theater, you know how some movie theaters are fancier than the others. They got a whole bunch of little extra cheeses over there. Do you add anything to your popcorn?
The movie theater that I go to, you just usually get like the buttered pot pusher. Like there's a button you can push and it will
So you do add extra butter.
Yeah, I put some butter and if there's some salt, I'll put a little bit of extra sprinkling.
So you've never been to one? So man, I think it's even in Greenville, but there's multiple little shakers of different types of cheeses to sprinkle on top of your popcorn.
Not that I remember. No, really? They don't.
Okay.
They put a whole whole dang bar in there in my movie theater now, but they don't have a little place that you can put little different pieces like cheeses on your popcorn.
Yeah, they had a bar in the one I went to earlier last year.
I think that's kind of just the new thing that everybody's doing that nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know.
that was even back in 2018, 2019 when they
the only way that's going to be that's the only way that's gonna like work for people is if it's like a
late night showing.
A movie as long as Avatar, so you can actually get buzzed or drunk in there, and you don't have time to get up and come get more to drink.
Either that, or you just like you go and get a couple, and then you get like one, and you take it with you.
You'd have to get like a carrier worth of stuff and just go in there for the whole movie. Like, what is the point of coming out to get more? Because you have to come out and get more. You got to come out and go to the bathroom.
Well, some places you can order drinks to your seat, and they'll deliver it to you.
I ain't got enough money to go to those movie theaters.
Well, you'd be surprised; they might not be as expensive. Self-serve.
Go get your own extra butter. All right. But that is what's on Drew's mind. And happy early birthday, brother.
Well, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm going to do for the celebration just yet. Mostly it was just going to the game yesterday. And then
that's something for you to do. Make it to 29.
Hey, not bad. I mean, it feels weird to say, like, when you talk about people that, like what Janis Joplin and Jim Morrison and Kurt Cobain did in their lives. And then it's like, tomorrow I live longer than they did. Like, it just feels weird to me.
Have you ever seen like the video about the 27 Club thing?
I have, I think.
Yeah, I learned about that like 2 years ago. And like, Kurt was on it, like some other people. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, it's just weird to think about that. It's like, everything that they did and with music and everything like that. And here I am just, you and I are talking
what
about
have we done,
podcast, right? Yeah.
Here we are just flapping our gums, and Kurt Cobain was a superstar by this age. Jesus.
I can't sing about grunge or anything like that, man. But what I can tell you, Drew, is I think I might have cracked the code. I don't know how much you know about like emoji analysis or anything like that, but
okay.
Is that Breanna Stewart confirming that she's going to the New York Liberty?
Man, that's a whole lot of typity type. But the only thing I saw in that was the Florida Gators. So I don't know if that. I don't see where that translates to anything. I was
going to say that may not necessarily be just a Florida Gator. There's
I don't know.
There are alligators in the Central Park Zoo in New York.
That's fair. I mean. And somebody else, it was Matt Elituck had tried to do the math with it and like cross out some emojis and show what was left. I think I got it.
Not just that, Drew, but I don't know. Did you see the follow up to that? Apparently earlier today, was she tweeted about I think it was a calendar with. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. I'll tell you what the two emojis. It was like two emojis.
I'd love to be cryptic.
Yeah, another cryptic tweet. But let's see.
Man.
Yeah, it was it's a calendar and a pepper. So something spicy on a certain date.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Some spicy news dropping on
spicy news, on free agency.
Yeah. Yep. Let me rehash out the schedule of this timeline for WNBA events here. But let's see what's.
I love the reactions where everybody's like, Breanna Stewart is terrorizing everyone with emojis.
Starting Saturday, the 21st, player negotiating period will begin. And then players can sign contracts on May 1st. So about to get a lot of WNBA content here, folks. And as we dig into some of it right now, BJ, there's a lot of free agents out there that are still to, find a destination. We just talked about one of them, Stewie, the biggest fish out there. One of the better two-way players in this league. It's been looming that she's probably going to New York for a while now. So, if she doesn't do anything crazy and like slide somewhere else, then she was just messing with us. And I mean, we knew the whole time she was going to New York. But it's fun to play with, for her to do that and, get the suspense going.
Definitely keeps tension on it.
Oh, yeah. And players like Candace Parker out there as well. Candace Parker and Stewie, both unrestricted free agents. Sky tried to defend their title last year. It didn't work out. She's trying to come back. Maybe there's been rumors about her going back to LA again. So don't know what's going to happen there. It could be possible to move on somewhere again. We've seen it with players and on different teams before. So who knows what can happen. And her teammate, also unrestricted free agent Courtney Vandersloot, she's drawing interest from a couple of other teams right now. I believe one of them was New York, and the other is Seattle. So don't know if she's going to be staying in Chicago to try and run things back. But what does that mean for the future of Allie Quigley? Will she retire if Sloot leaves town? I think that's very much a possibility. But don't know whether Sloot's going to be jumping ship or not. I think it
kind of depends on what Candace Parker does.
What domino falls first? Yeah, they're probably going to be talking to each other if they haven't a little bit. Depending on what's going on. We don't know which domino of all these players is going to fall first. But there's a lot of big fish out there. Next up, Nneka Ogwumike, unrestricted free agent out of the Sparks. Will she stay in LA and try and right that ship out there and see what the Sparks can rebuild, or does she want to start somewhere new? Brittany Griner, but she's already said she's excited to come back and play for the Mercury. So, she's just probably going to sign with them as soon as, that's available for her. B. Jones, she was cored by the Sun, so she's going to be staying in Connecticut more than likely. Sun are going to have exclusive negotiating rights since they've cored her, and more than likely keep her for at least one more season, especially since John Quell is leaving town or has left town already. And, and here's another Chicago Sky player that's a unrestricted free agent, Emma Mieseman. She's looming as well. That's a lot of pieces for the Sky to have to juggle right now. I don't know if you keep all three. Do you lose one? Like what type of shuffling do you do to keep that ship afloat out there? I imagine if Sloot stays, Candace stays. If Candace stays, I don't know that necessarily Sloot stays. But I think Sloot staying would definitely keep Candace there for sure. Because Sloot's one of the best point guards in the league, if not the best. So there's 3 Sky players in the top 7 here is free agent. Unrestricted here. Ezzie Magmagor, reserve, qualifying offer has been extended already. So she had a good, mostly defensive year last year. Was all defensive second team. She got my vote in 23 games as a starter, 2.5 blocks a game. So she'd be a nice little piece coming into next year. Diane Taurasi's an unrestricted free agent, but she's 40. What's the point of going anywhere at this point? She could do some, not to quote MJ, not to bring MJ into the mix again, just once, at that age, hop over to, I don't know, some random team, go to the Fever and just, I don't know what you got. She's going to stay there. She's not going anywhere else. She's going to re-sign with him. Azrae Stevens, another interesting piece, also from the Chicago Sky. So many players looming for that team. Azrae Stevens starting to get things together out there, having a couple of solid years in Chicago would be a good piece for a contending team if things don't work out and things get they keep all around there. Tina Charles as well. Question marks on her. Maureen Johannes, there's a qualifying offer extended to her. Marina Mabry and Tiara McCowan in Dallas, and Gabby Williams in Seattle.
A lot of big names out there.
So of these names that I've gone through, I think these players will stay with their team for sure. Nobody in the top 4. Griner's going to stay in Phoenix. B. Jones in Connecticut. Magmagor in Seattle, I think. Especially if Stewie leaves. DT's going to stay in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And Mabry's going to stay in Dallas. Everything else, I think it's kind of, Tierra, I mean, her coming in, there's a lot of question marks around it from inside and outside. And now she's a good enough piece to be traded. I mean, to where you might could get a little bit more value for her now, because this mix of players she's got right now just doesn't make sense with Tierra here. You trade away Tierra, maybe get future assets and keep Izzy. Izzy's also one of those players that's an unrestricted free agent as well. That's, that was obviously displeased last year. But I bet you, if you ship away Tierra for some assets and you sign Marina back, or you keep Marina, I bet you Izzy'd be willing to come back and play with that team. She'd probably start at the 4, especially since Kayla Thornton's already gone. There's some forward minutes for her to take up, and Alicia's going to be out the door. Yeah. So Alicia and Atlanta. KT were mostly playing a lot of 3 and 4 position minutes. So that could open up some more for Izzy if she stays and Big T leaves, because that would mean Natasha Howard wouldn't have to play the 4 a whole lot. She'd probably be at the 5, and you could start Izzy at the 4. You could have a starting lineup of Marina Mabry, Arike Agumbawale, Satu Sabali, Isabel Harrison, and Natasha Howard. That's a pretty nice lineup. That's pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. If you can deal Tierra McCown, which I think they should. No offense to Big T. She's a good player, but it's just not the right mix in there. You would have to – the only way I think it would work with Big T is if you got rid of Satu. And why would you do that?
I don't think they will, no.
Satu's the better player. She's just got to be healthy enough to go out there and show everybody that she is. You see the flashes all the time, but if she's not playing more than 20 games a season and the league is, upping its games every year, it's not a good thing for the future. Yeah. But you're hoping that she's healthy because, last year she came off an MVP EuroLeague season, and right now she's killing it over there as well. She just had 31, 7 and 4 or something in a Euro game with a dime half court or 3/4 court pass to Brianna Stewart for a layup. So Dallas got some things to figure out, but a lot of free agents looming out here, and some shuffling I think will happen. But it's all gonna weirdly enough depend on what the Chicago Sky do as far as a big shuffle around the league.
Yeah,
there are some stars that loom that could make a wave, but there's 3 or 4 stars in the top 10 of free agency here that are the bigger fish out there to bag. So
and
it really set Chicago back if they lost. Maybe even 2 of them.
Yeah,
because if you lose even Mieseman and Stevens, then you're losing depth. If you lose the 2 stars, then you lose your contention for a championship. If you lose 1 star, you probably lose contention for a championship, depending on which one you keep. But even if you keep 1 and then keep one of the others, let's say that's best case scenario for them, because they already know 1 star is gone or something. It would just put the Sky kind of back where they used to be, first round floaters. Maybe they'll pop into a second round, but not championship contenders.
Yeah,
if they move too much out of town. So still a lot to unfold here, BJ. There's a lot to go on in these coming weeks, but a lot of things will be inked and official on February 1st, and a lot of parts will start really moving over the next week or so. So
yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I was going to ask you is, with the Sun shipping out Jonquel Jones and then also trading Jasmine Thomas out, which name are they trying? Which player are they really trying to keep around by clearing out, or are they trying to get a bigger free agent as well?
I think the Sun are just kind of doing a rebuild for the most part, but they're keeping a couple of veterans. The veteran couple in DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas, to kind of keep them as a good enough team. Because Alyssa's so good, she's going to be balling every week, and then if DB can catch a rhythm again, she'll be, what she's always been, a really solid scorer in this league and a force. So the Sun are going to try and stay competitive and have veterans around to help lead the thing, I think.
Yeah.
But they're trying to rebuild, it seems. I mean, because Kurt Miller got his all defensive guard back, and Jonquel, as we said, has left town. So
yeah,
and Courtney Williams, I don't know if they're going to keep her around with that team now, because she came back to try and win a championship with them.
mm-hmm.
Now, does she ship out somewhere else, or does she stick around?
Yeah.
Or do they ship her out to get some youth in for their youth hall now? I don't know. But,
yeah, that's a possibility too.
Yeah, there's a lot of free agency stuff going on. There were just talks in the WNBA spaces about question marks on Tina Charles. Could she go to Minnesota? Maybe, and fill the void that Sylvia Fowles left. It's Nafisa Collier's team now, but maybe Tina could get in where she fits in. Don't know, but that is an interesting thought there. But otherwise, it's kind of hard to find a place for Tina Charles if she doesn't stay packed in Seattle. But if Stewie leaves, that's not a championship destination anymore.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
and speaking of Seattle, I don't know if you saw this, Drew, but last little nugget that I've got over here. The Storm announced today, Thursday, that they're going to retire Sue Bird's number 10 jersey. That'll be a game played June 11th when the Washington Mystics come to town and visit the Storm. So they're obviously, we knew it was going to happen. They wasted no time, less than a season before they retire one of the best players in maybe one of the best in Storm history.
Shout out to solid owners who get stuff done quick with their legends that they have there. Mark getting Dirk's statue and everything done. I love it when people act fast. I love it when people act fast. Retire the number. Nobody else can touch it. This is our legend. We're going to go ahead and appreciate them immediately. We're not going to wait 4 or 5 years when they're inducted to the Hall of Fame to, hang their jersey in the rafters and retire it. We're going to do it next year.
Absolutely.
I like that.
And it would have happened. It would have happened quicker for Dirk if it hadn't been for COVID.
Yeah.
That was part of the what slowed it down. So.
And that's awesome. But
absolutely,
Sue Bird. Shout out to Sue.
Sue Bird.
Man, honestly, low-key I have a regret with Sue. I could have talked to her last year. I'd walk right by her when she was talking to somebody else I knew, and I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on with me in my head last year. I didn't sit back and talk to the stars. I appreciated them. I watched. The All-Star game was awesome. Sylvia's dunk and Burns' whole farewell tour. I was orchestrating it, as the content manager and WNBA lead the thing. So, but I don't know. I wasn't interviewing people. Just having the conversations. Just I don't know. I guess I was just in a whole different mode with it last year. It was different from what I had been doing the past few years. So, but I'll jump back into some type of thing this next year and get back to it. But
heck yeah, and I bet you probably get a chance to. She's not going away or anything like that. She'll be around in some form or fashion, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, we talked about Alicia Gray on the last episode. You saw the news come out probably from Girls Talk Sports
Atlanta.
TV with Christina. It'd be in Atlanta. I think I said it was anywhere but Atlanta.
I was thinking about that too.
But it just puts more of a stamp on Dallas of like, what the heck is going on with y'all and driving people out if she don't want to go to a contender and win a championship. She just wanted out and to go play with someone else and to try and make it work in a rebuilding team, which, Atlanta will be a playoff team next year, but I don't think they're going to be a contender unless some drastic things happen. Like, I don't know, one of these major stars that we were just talking about in free agency go to Atlanta. That would shift things. But, just looking at it right now, Mystics would have been, just boom, fit like a glove. You're probably the best team in the league right next to the Aces now. Connecticut, before Jonquel leaves, looked pretty nice, and she would have got plenty of playing time. But maybe she knew about the Jonquel thing, and that's why that wasn't as much of a factor. Chicago,
depends on how many
people up in the air, probably. So she just took kind of the guaranteed thing, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, but good for Alicia, though. It's going to be a nice little backcourt if they put her back, to a guard type position, but they'll probably have her at the 3 again, and use Ryan at the 2 where she started out at, and get a point guard to orchestrate things to both of them. They're scorers, so that's what I would do. Put Alicia at the 3, keep Ryan at 2, and get a point guard to get them the dang ball. So go, if I'm Atlanta, go all out and get salute to Atlanta.
Salute to Atlanta.
That would be crazy.
I think it would be, yeah.
Alicia's going to be going to Atlanta. What the specifics are on that deal, I don't think we know.
I don't think they've announced it yet. No.
So that'll be coming within
probably in the next 2 weeks.
Next couple of episodes, we'll have that.
Yeah,
we'll have that for sure. But that is the WNBA free agency buzz and things that are going on. Who's out there still? Who could be back in our town here in Dallas? What in the heck they're doing, and what's going on with these free agents out here.
Natasha Howard is part of that Jonquel Jones trade coming into Dallas.
And she is happy to be in Dallas. A nice new fresh start for her. I like that.
Absolutely.
I hope she doesn't end up like the rest of them that come here.
She's happy until she meets the ownership, and then, relations have soured. Who could have thought that would have happened?
Happy until Dallas happens.
happy marriage until it's not so happy anymore.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's hope that we're just we got the too many trauma flashbacks or whatever.
Yeah. But that's all the WNBA stuff we got for today. But now it's time to play a little game in here we like to call With It or Quit. My turn to ask the questions here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm ready to get some things answered.
All right.
Dun,
dun, dun, dun.
I got 5 questions for BJ. Number 1, you, BJ Lawton, would rather watch stand-up comedy in person as opposed to a play? With it or quit it?
I hadn't thought about these two options against each other, but I probably would say with it. In fact, there was, if you watch the show Letterkenny, one of the comedians that's a part of that show was supposed to be in town last week. I was thinking about going. I didn't ultimately end up going. And then when I was at the game last night, I saw, guess who's coming to American Airlines Center February 15th? Adam Sandler. I'm like, oh, that might be funny. I might have to try to get tickets to that. So I guess I would say that stand-up comedy over a play. It really just depends, though. But I'll say with it.
Yeah. Okay. And as always, chat, feel free to play along. We got Ice in here hanging out. Giants going to win the Super Bowl. Relax. Okay.
Is it 07 all over again, Drew?
I hope
15 years later?
I wouldn't be surprised if they made a run, though. That's what they do. When they're a mediocre Giants team that's like barely over 500, they make a run in the playoffs.
They're not that far off, especially getting Dable in there.
Yeah, man. An upset over the Eagles would be great. That would be great. Number 2. All right, he is with it. All right, there we go. Number 2, Dallas Wings will finish 2023 above 500. With it or quit it?
So that means they got to win 21 or more games because of the new expanded season. Oh, man. Golly. I want to be positive, but it just feels like there's so many kind of, things bubbling over and question marks surrounding, like, how is the, roster going to gel together and the lineup come together? I'm going to say quit it and let them prove me wrong. That's usually worked out well for us in the past, is when, have more doubt and let them prove you wrong, as opposed to have a whole lot of faith in them and then be let down. So
there you go.
So I'm going to quit it, unfortunately, this time.
All right, he's going to quit it. What we got in the chat here? What's he saying?
He said talking about the mediocre Giants or something, I think.
Oh, sorry. Is he a Giants fan? Oh,
yeah.
All right. Number 3. You, B.J. Lotterman. Here's that popcorn thing.
Okay.
you only have popcorn at the movie theater, not at home when you're watching movies. With it or quit it?
Yeah, more often than not, it is when I'm at the movie theater than when I'm at
Listen to the
home.
question.
When I'm
You
watching a movie at home,
only have popcorn at the theater and not at home when you're watching movies.
I still with it. Yeah, still with it. I most
Only?
yeah. Oh,
Okay. You never have
I
it at home.
no, I wouldn't say never have it at home, but
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
have it often. I don't have it often enough at home, especially not if I'm watching a movie.
Okay. That counts. I'll let count.
So
Quit it. Popcorn is gross. Kettle though. It's totally different. Okay. Hey, I'm down with some. I'm down with both.
okay.
Number 4. The Dallas Mavericks, the other Dallas team,
The other Dallas team
will make a big trade splash by the deadline. With it or quit it. And note the Christian Wood injury I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say
And the tight Western Conference right now. The Mavs are about 2.5 games out of 12th place.
it feels like they should, but at the same time, I don't think they are. I think they're kind of just trying to get some of the guys back that are, that are out right now. And once they get healthy, it feels like it is bringing in, some big time pieces that'll help Luke out. I mean, they definitely need something, but I was impressed with what I've seen from Josh Green last night. He looked really good in the minutes that he was playing. I mean, it's not just Luka doing it all on his own. But somebody's going to really have to step up and be that second option with Christian Wood not returning for about a week. So I'm going to say quit it, whether I think they should or not. I don't think they're going to.
We got Ice in the chat saying with it, but who would they deal? Better not be Hardaway. Hardaway was the earliest one in talks about being dealt away. I think it was to Cleveland was the first emergence of
Bertans would probably be one that would be
Bertans as well.
Yeah,
but you won't get much in return for him.
I was say they're not going to be able to get a whole lot.
Yeah,
with what they've got right now. So
yeah,
I think they're just kind of waiting to get healthy.
Yeah, we'll have to see what can happen, but I don't mind parting with Tim Hardaway at all.
Yeah, I was just saying. I mean, it's it's unfortunate because he has had some big shots and some big moments, but they're far and few between right now.
And there's been talk about dealing Reggie Bullock out of town because he's had such a bad year, and there was some fake trade thingy talking about Bullock for Cam Reddish. How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be opposed, but I mean, you know what they say: you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. I just worry that he's going to go somewhere else. And I mean, I saw him; he had some pretty big shots last night, but obviously he's not, 100% reliable, dependable on to make those shots every time down. He makes a few, but then he'll go on a cold streak. So
yeah, that's typical Timmy.
not just Timmy, but also Bullock too.
Yeah, typical Timmy, Bullock, all of them. Number 5. This is a big one, BJ.
Okay.
It's a college football question.
Okay.
The University of Colorado will make the college football playoff in the first year under Coach Prime. With it or quit it?
Well, if you're asking our friend Icy who's in the chat, he's gonna say quit it, but not. They'll be in a couple of years, and I think that is a very fair argument to make. I think that this year is just a little too soon. They're gonna have a lot more success, but remember, this is a Colorado team. Drew was 1-11 a year ago, even with every bit of talent that Coach Prime has brought in. And
it's a whole new team.
Oh yeah, it's a whole new team, and he has brought in a lot of talent. But you're going up from the SWAC to the Pac-12, and there's a noticeable jump in talent competition. I think that what you want to see year one to get to that point, you'll want to see him make a bowl game. I want to see improvement.
He'll definitely make a bowl game. He made one last year, right?
Yeah. He was in the Celebration Bowl the last 2 seasons at the FCS level. But I think what you'll want to see is, can he get to 7 or 8? If he can get there in year 1, then absolutely year 2, year 3, they'll be up there in playoff talks.
When's the earliest we could see expansion?
It will be next season, not this season, but the following. So we got one more year. Yeah, we got one more year with 4 teams, and then the following year is the 12-team playoff.
Yeah. So heck, he's a guarantee to make it next year. I think
if he especially if he wins the Pac-12,
I think he'd make it regardless next year.
And it all depends on. I mean, this is the last year that he'll have to deal with USC and UCLA in the Pac-12. Once they head off to the Big Ten in 2024, you've got the Oregons and Washingtons that are, the biggest thorn in their side right now.
And how long before them Bama recruits start going to Colorado?
I mean, probably they're coming to TCU. They'll be heading to Colorado probably here in another year.
They ain't coming to TCU. Stop.
There were 3 Bama transfers that went to TCU.
It's not happening anymore. You're lucky outlier. It's over. It's over.
I was to say that's how you build upon it, though. You get 3 in, you keep that level of success up, they'll start coming in.
They're all going to Rado now to play for Coach Prime.
They might very well.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of people who shifted like, man, I just wanted to be a Texas Longhorn my whole life, but golly, I got to go play for that Coach Prime feller. He landed that superstar cornerback, or he's got like 2 superstar cornerbacks out there. And then Icy just said in the chat he pulled Cormani McLean today.
Yeah, that's a big get.
I mean,
that's a big get.
All he's got to do is breathe, and he's recruiting players. That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't have to do a whole lot in the way of like actual recruiting that other people do. He just got to be Prime.
Yeah. Well, and as much success as he's had, and he could be in talks for NFL jobs, but he doesn't want that. He wants to be making an impact with young people in their lives at this age. And so I mean, I'm all the power and respect to him for what he's trying to do.
Any young wide receiver and cornerbacks, I'd be heading out there to Colorado just to be like.
And Boulder's a beautiful place. You
teach me how to beat y'all as a receiver, and then cornerbacks teach me how to. You can't be Prime, but be real good. Like you want to be Prime.
To be like Prime.
Yeah. Be like Prime. Yeah, be like Prime.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get some Prime merch or something like that, some retro throwback merch. Yes. That you might be able to find some of that on Fanatics, Drew.
You can.
That retro throwback Deion Sanders, Atlanta Falcons or Dallas Cowboys jersey.
You can go ahead and join the bandwagon and probably get you some Colorado merch as well. And just
I bet they've got Colorado gear on there.
Black and gold on. Get ready to support them Colorado boys out there.
Hey, I'm telling you, they're coming to Fort Worth week 1 next year. I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try to go see. I mean, TCU's probably going to lose that game, but I mean, I won't be upset because I don't have a problem with Coach Prime or Colorado. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Our friends over at Fanatics, Drew, offering free shipping in the U.S. if you order $24 or more in merchandise. Deal is ending soon. You want to get that NFL playoff merch shipped to you before the wild card weekend ends. Well, it already did, but if you want to get your, maybe you're looking for some, new gear. Conference championships are coming up next weekend. Those will be, if your team is a conference champion, you'll want to get, Giants gone to Super Bowl merch maybe in the chat. If they do, you want to hit up our friends over at Fanatics. So free shipping on orders over $24 in the United States. That ends soon. Use the code 24SHIP. And Drew, see you're rocking as always the merch over on your shop at TeePublic.
Yeah, no sale going on right now. But if you stock up and get plenty of merch, it won't take a whole lot. Just get you some items, get you some winter wear, stack it up, get some stickers, get you a little discount, get you some stuff going. You can get free shipping on $80+ orders while we don't have sales going on. So the more you just stack up on your Lowdown merch, you can get it shipped to you for free even when we don't have this sale going on. So Make sure you get over there, get a crew neck like this. Hey, Danny Dimes jersey ain't coming. There you go. From Fanatics, that's what I'm talking about. And then get your stuff from TeePublic here. This stuff is nice. Get it while it's lasting. It won't be cold for too much longer. You got another month and a half of it being solidly cool out here.
Well, I was saying,
around the corner 2 months
for you and I, we haven't even gotten to rock the cold weather gear much. I mean, that may change, but been pretty warm this
week
month
or so. But it hasn't been too crazy. It has not been too crazy, but I'm prepared. Still got the season 1 hoodie in there too, so I've got it all out there. We might have to bring that back at some point if y'all want to throw back and get any of that season 1 stuff. If you're an OG Lowdown listener that was in those first 10 episodes. But that's where you can get all your merch, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you follow us on social media as well at @the_lowdown over on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of another episode of the Lowdown Sports Show. We will catch you all next week.